Let me ask you something brutal but honest. What's the point of spending tens of thousands of dollars on a Mercedes if what's under the hood turns into a ticking time bomb? Because here's a dirty secret the Mercedes marketing department will never tell you. Not all Mercedes engines are created equal. Some will make you feel like royalty. Others will leave you stranded on the side of the road, wondering where all that German engineering disappeared. See, we're all hypnotized by the Mercedes badge. The sleek design, the interior that whispers, "You've made it." But the real power or pain is hiding deep inside the engine block. And unless you're already a mechanic or have thousands to throw into repairs, you better know exactly what you're buying into. Some Mercedes engines will outlive your grandkids, smooth, powerful, efficient, and damn near indestructible. But others? They are mechanical disasters dressed in luxury skin, known for timing chain failures, oil leaks, turbo disasters, or worse, complete engine failures that can cost more than the car is worth. And here's the twisted part. These worst engines weren't hidden in cheap models. They were slapped into premium sedans, AMG sports cars, even luxury SUVs. So while you thought you were investing in reliability and prestige, you were actually buying an overpriced repair bill just waiting to explode. In this video, we're going to expose 3 of the worst Mercedes engines you should never touch, even with a 10-foot wrench. And then, we'll reward you with 4 of the best Mercedes engines that have earned their reputation through blood, oil, and miles of battle-tested performance. If you're planning to buy or keep any Mercedes, this list might save you years of stress, thousands of dollars, and a whole lot of regret. Let's get into it. Before your dream car becomes your worst nightmare. 3 worst Mercedes engines to avoid like the plague. 1. M272 V6 engine 2004-2008. Let's start with a wolf in sheep's clothing, the infamous M272 V6. On paper, it looks like a dream. DOHC, 3.0 to 3.5 liters. Smooth delivery, decent MPG for its time. But underneath that silky performance was a mechanical flaw so bad, it turned this engine into a lawsuit magnet. What's the culprit? The balance shaft gear. Mercedes used a defective balance shaft gear in this engine, made from subpar materials. Over time, usually right after your warranty ends, it starts wearing out. And when it does, your timing goes haywire. You get check engine lights, misfires, poor idling, and eventually, a full-blown failure that costs $4,000 to $7,000 to fix just for the internal repair. Now think about this. Mercedes knew about this defect. They even faced a class action lawsuit. But the damage was already done. Thousands of owners got stuck with repair bills that exceeded their car's value. It's not just a mechanical issue, it's financial sabotage disguised as engineering. So if you ever see the words M272 on a used Mercedes, walk away or run. 2. M273 V8 engine 2006-2008. Now if you thought the M272 was bad, wait until you meet its bigger, badder, and more expensive sibling, the M273 V8. This engine-powered cars like the S-Class, E-Class, and even some CLS models. It was supposed to be a luxury powerhouse. Instead, it became a luxury nightmare. Why? Because Mercedes copied the same balance shaft issue from the V6, but made it more catastrophic in the V8. Owners were promised high-end, durable V8 muscle. What they got was a ticking time bomb. And here's where it gets brutal. These engines were installed in $70, 000 plus vehicles. But the moment that balance shaft or idler gear fails, which it always does, you're looking at repairs in the $6,000 to $10,000 range. Add in oil leaks, camshaft adjuster issues, and a cooling system that couldn't keep up with the engine's heat load, and you've got a recipe for total destruction. Mercedes created this engine as a refined beast, but it ended up being more beast than refinement. A perfect example of luxury marketing masking mechanical stupidity. M271, 1.8-liter supercharged i4, 2003-2010. You might think you're safe with a smaller engine, right? Wrong. The M271 engine, especially the 1.8-liter supercharged variant, is one of the most deceptive engines Mercedes has ever made. This thing was used in C-Class and compressor models, often aimed at new buyers or those stepping into the brand. But here's the dirty truth. The timing chain tensioner is garbage. It fails. The chain stretches. And what happens next? You guessed it, valve collision. That means bent internals, blown head gaskets, and thousands in engine repairs. And to make matters worse, it doesn't give you much warning. One day it's fine, the next day it sounds like a diesel truck and stalls in traffic. Combine that with weak piston rings, oil consumption problems, and a cooling system prone to leaks, and you've got an engine that looks efficient on the surface but bleeds money underneath. Mercedes marketed this engine as a smart buy, but now we know better. Smart buyers stay away. 4 best Mercedes engines that will outlast your problems. 1. Ohm 617 5-cylinder diesel 1972nd, 1982nd. Let's turn the tables. Because this engine isn't just good, it's immortal. The Ohm 617 is one of the most over-engineered diesel engines ever made. This 5-cylinder beast powered models like the W123-300D. And here's what makes it legendary. It was built before bean counters took over. These engines were designed by engineers who didn't care about profit margins. They cared about legacy. The result? An engine that's been documented running for over 1 million miles with just basic maintenance. No turbo complications, no fragile electronics, just cast iron, mechanical fuel injection, and a soul forged in German steel. Owners across the world still daily drive these 40-plus-year-old cars, and they're more reliable than some 2020 models. If you want a Mercedes engine that will survive wars, famines, and financial collapses, this is it. 2. M113 V8 engine 1998-2006. The M113 V8 is a symbol of peak Mercedes engineering from the pre-Daimler Chrysler merger days. It powered everything from the E430 to the S500 and even the early AMG 55 models. Here's what makes it special. Rock-solid reliability. No balance shaft disasters. No weak gaskets. Just pure V8 muscle that refuses to die. It was built during a time when Mercedes still respected their reputation, before they started stuffing their cars with plastic parts and ticking time bombs. Even the AMG variant Monet 113 Kelvin with a supercharger has proven to be one of the most reliable performance engines in Mercedes history. Tuners love it. Drag racers still use it. Mechanics swear by it. You want a V8 that lasts. M113 is the gold standard. 3. Ohm 606 3-liter. Inline 6 diesel, 1993-2001. If the Ohm 617 was the king of old-school diesels, the Ohm 606 is its refined, modern successor. This engine is the diesel that refuses to die while making power that feels like a gas engine. 3-liter inline 6, mechanical injection on earlier models, and known to handle 300 to 400 horsepower with just mild tuning. You'll find it in cars like the W200 and 10E300. And guess what? They're still being daily driven in Europe, Asia, Africa, literally every continent. Why? Because it doesn't care about harsh climates, bad fuel, or poor maintenance. It just keeps going. No turbo lag, no carbon buildup. Just old-school reliability with enough torque to pull a house. This is the kind of engine you hand down to your children, and they'll hand it to theirs. 4. M104. Inline 6 engine 1999-99. Smooth, silky, and stupidly reliable. The M104 engine is what modern inline 6 seconds still dream of becoming. It powered the legendary W124, the early SL class, and even the E-class coupes. What makes it special is its perfect balance of mechanical simplicity and intelligent engineering. You get a cast iron block, a bulletproof bottom end, a head that rarely fails, and a motor that purrs like a kitten at idle, yet roars like a lion at full throttle. It was Mercedes' final true inline 6 before they transitioned to more complex V6 second. And to this day, people still seek out cars with the M104 because they know this engine is built to last. So now you know, not all Mercedes hearts beat the same. Some were engineered by legends. Others, probably by interns on a Friday afternoon. But now I want to hear from you, because let's be real, the Mercedes community is never short on strong opinions. Did I miss a legendary engine you swear by? Or did I just insult the one you're driving right now? Go ahead, roast me in the comments. Or better yet, tell your story. What's the best or worst Mercedes engine you've ever owned? Was it love at first drive, or a breakdown in slow motion? And if you're thinking, wait, I'm about to buy a Mercedes, what do I do now? Well, maybe bookmark this video before your wallet files for divorce. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if your car hasn't exploded yet, maybe it's one of the good ones. Catch you in the next one, unless your timing chain gives out before then.